and welcome to class. Today's sequence is a dynamic flow created to let the energy flow through your whole body, but specifically we're gonna focus on our heart center, opening our chest, opening our shoulders, and be ready to let love in and be ready to let love out. So let's hop on the mat and get started. We're gonna start in a supported back bend. So if you have a couple of blocks, grab them. Otherwise, as I always say, books or anything of this shape that can give you the support will do just fine. We'll place one in its medium setting, and the other as well, just a little bit further to create kind of a T shape. We're gonna come to lay on them. So we're gonna bring the bottom of our shoulder blades in line with our block, and it will be directly in the middle of our shoulder blades. So you can wiggle around and see how you're more comfortable with it. The other block will support your head. If you want a deeper opening in your chest and your throat, you can always remove the block underneath your head and put it on the side. You can keep the knees bent, or you can bring the soles of the feet, the knees wide apart. Arms on either side of your torso. Close your eyes. And start connecting to your breath. Deepening each inhale and each exhale. Taking this moment to really shift your awareness to the mat, to your body. Noticing how you're feeling, if there's any unwanted tension anywhere in your body. And if you notice this tension, this stiffness, try to send a deeper breath and energy into those areas. Finding in that way a little bit more softness, a little bit more openness into your body. Taking a few more deep breaths here. Really giving you the time to clear your mind of any unnecessary thoughts or worries. Set the intention of being present, being loving and kind towards your body, towards yourself, adjusting and taking all the modification you need through the practice. 2 last big breaths here. And then bring the hands underneath the knees. If they're wide apart, bring them together and roll over onto one side, gently coming off the blocks. And push yourself up all the way to a seated position. Hands on top of your knees, keeping your eyes closed for just a moment longer. And then gently blink the eyes open. You're gonna inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, grab hold of the right wrist and start leaning towards the left, expanding the right side of your body. Breathing into the rib cage, expanding your torso. And inhale to lift yourself up. Switch side, grabbing hold of the left wrist and leaning towards the left. Keeping both hips grounded, creating more space into your torso. And then lift all the way back up high. Release the hands on top of your knees, and gently helping you by pressing, you're gonna inhale to bring your torso forward, Look slightly up, find a gentle bend into the spine. And exhale to start circling all the way towards the right. And arching the spine towards the back of the room, bringing the chin to the chest. And the same, moving on to the left side and back through center, finding a bend. And again, maybe even closing the eyes and taking a few moments to roll your spine, opening your chest, starting to warm up your shoulders, your neck. And really bringing the awareness into each vertebra as they unravel and they create space between each other. And switching direction if you haven't already. And you can make these circles as big or as little as you prefer, as it feels better. And a couple more. And we're coming back through center. We're gonna roll forward over our legs. Make sure you remove the blocks from behind you. And we're gonna come into our tabletop position, bringing the wrist underneath the shoulders, the knees in line with the hips, and pressing the ground away. So never dumping the weight onto your shoulders. From here, you're gonna inhale to reach that right arm forward, the left leg back. Keeping the back foot engaged, keep pressing the ground away. Inhale here. Exhale to draw elbow and knee together, arching the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale to open. Exhale, bringing elbow and knee together, engaging the core. One last time, inhale to extend. Exhale, everything into your core center. Inhale. Open, exhale to circle the hand back. Grab hold of the inside of the foot and kick the foot into your hand. Finding a bend into your spine, opening your chest and heart forward. And then slowly with control, release the foot down, the knee back onto the mat, as well as your right hand. Same onto the opposite side. Left hand reaches forward, right leg reaches back. Keeping the back foot active. Inhale. Exhale, elbow and knee together, pressing the ground away. Inhale to reach forward and back. Exhale, engage your core. Inhale, forward. Exhale, everything in. Shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale to extend. Exhale to circle the arm back. Grab hold of the foot and kick it into your hand. Melt your heart forward. Keep your torso lifted. Exhale, slowly with control. Release everything back through center. And we're gonna take just a couple of cat-cow here to reset and neutralize the spine. Moving with your breath. And then we're coming back through center. From here, keeping the knees in line with your hips, the hips in line with the knees. We're gonna start walking the hands forward, mounting the heart towards the ground. And if it becomes too intense, you can always bring a block underneath your forehead and have a little bit of support. Otherwise, you can bring the forehead onto the mat. Or if you're comfortable here, maybe even the chin. Looking forward. If you feel any tension into the neck in this pose, then again take the step just before. This is what it means to be mindful of your body. Your ego would like to go much further, but what is that your body actually needs? Breathing wherever you are. Feeling gravity pulling the chest down. Your heart open, your shoulders open. And then keeping the hands where they are. You're gonna gently start to lift yourself up and roll yourself down. Bringing the hands onto the outside of the mat, shoulder height, coming on top of your fingertips, tucking the chin to the chest. The head is the last thing to come up and the last thing to go down. So inhale, keeping the legs active. You're gonna roll yourself all the way up, dropping the shoulders down and away from the ears, opening the chest. Exhale to roll all the way down. And 2 more times. Inhale, unrolling each vertebra to open your heart, your chest forward. And exhale to roll the spine all the way back down, like a wave motion. One last time. Inhale, all the way up, legs active. And exhale, all the way back down onto the mat. We're gonna come and take a locust here. So we're gonna strengthen our back. We're gonna reach the hands towards our feet, towards the back of the mat, palms facing down. Inhale here. Exhale to start, lift the chest, lift the hands, and breathe. Opening from your upper back first instead of pinching your lower back. And exhale to release all the way back down. Bring the hands as a pillow for your forehead. We're gonna do this 2 more times. Reaching the arms back. And inhale. Exhale to start lifting the chest, the hands. Maybe this time you lift the legs as well. Keep reaching through the fingertips. Keep your body engaged and the breath flowing. Last breath. And exhale to release your body all the way down, forehead or cheek onto your hands. We're gonna take one last variation. You can take either option we just worked on, either with the feet onto the ground or lift them up. Or you can interlace the fingertips behind your back. Inhale here. Exhale to start pulling your chest up. Lift your legs up. Reach through the toes. Open your chest and balance on your pelvis. Exhale to release everything down. Rocking the pelvis from side to side. And then bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up and all the way back into your first downward dog. Keeping the feet hip distance apart and taking a few stretches here. So bending one knee, then the other. Taking a few movements, even shaking the legs or dropping the heels on one side. Moving on to the other. A few movements to find a little bit more space once we're staying in stillness. Reaching that tailbone up high. If your hamstring are feeling a little bit tight, then keep those knees bent so you can melt the heart towards the thighs, finding more space and length through the spine, through your back. Last breath here. And then bend the knees, look forward. Step the right foot to the top of the mat, the left to follow. Keep the feet hip distance apart. Release the neck, keep the head heavy. Grab all the opposite elbow and sway from side to side, maybe even bending the knees. Releasing any tension from your back. Drop the hands down towards the mat and bring them all the way behind your back. Interlace the fingertips together and start bringing them in front for the floor in front of you, all the way above the head, even if just energetically. Opening the shoulders. Two more breaths. And then bring the hands towards your sacrum, release them down towards the ground, and slowly bend the knees even deeper. Start rolling the spine, vertebra by vertebra, all the way up. Coming to standing, coming into your mountain pose, palms facing forward, closing the eyes for a moment, feeling yourself rooted, feeling yourself grounded through the all four corners of your feet. The kneecaps are lifting you. You're engaged through the core. Your collarbones are open and wide. And you have this string pulling you up through the crown of the head. So you're feeling grounded but lifted as well. Finding this balance in your body. Big inhale here. And big exhale out. Opening the eyes, inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to forward fold, moving all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back onto your knees. From here, keeping the sitting bones up high, melting the chest between your hands, chin onto the mat. Inhale to slide the torso forward, finding your back bend. Keeping the legs engaged while you open the chest forward. Exhale to push yourself back, tap the toes, and move all the way up into your first downward facing dog. Second. Breathe in here. Creating that space into your neck and reaching those sitting bones up high while you're rooting down energetically through the heels. It doesn't matter if they touch the mat or not. Last big breath. And then bend the knees, look forward. Step or jump lightly to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms wide and up towards the ceiling. Exhale to melt yourself all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back onto your knees. Keeping those sitting bones up high. Taking knees, chest, chin. Inhale to slide the torso through, finding your back bend. Exhale to push yourself back and up. Downward dog. Few breaths here. An option to stay where you are or find a twist by bringing that right hand towards the left ankle. Bringing the chest between your left arm and left leg. If it doesn't feel good, just stay into your downward dog. Exchanging side, bringing that right hand forward, the left hand towards the right ankle. And back through center. One last big breath here. And then bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, moving back all the way down. One last sun salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back onto your knees. One last time, taking knees, just chin. Inhale, slide the torso through, find your back bend. Exhale, push yourself back and up. Downward dog. This time the option is, again, either to stay into your downward dog or maybe you lower onto your forearms. And pushing the chest back towards your legs. Coming into dolphin. Keep reaching that tailbone up high and aiming for an inverted V shape. Wherever you are, breathe. If you're on your forearm, challenge yourself in lifting both elbows at the same time, coming back into downward dog. Bending the knees, look forward, step or jump to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, reaching your arms wide and up, finding a gentle back bend. Exhale, drawing the energy down at your heart center. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna take one more vinyasa. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, flowing all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the hands this time, step back into plank. From here, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, bend the elbow, chaturanga. Inhale, keep the toes tapped. Find your back bend. Upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Push up, plank. Beautiful. Bringing that right hand into the midline, pivoting onto the outside edge of your right foot. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling, side plank. Maybe you stay here, maybe you lift that top leg up high, keeping those hips lifted, the core engaged. And then drop that left foot on the floor behind you. Find wild thing. Come back with control. Find your plank again. And then push the sitting bones up high and reach that right leg straight away. Bend the knee and open the hip. Keeping those shoulders squared while you're reaching that right knee up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Big exhale. Inhale to straighten that right leg long. Exhale to bring the knee in towards the chest. Press the ground away. Step the foot forward. Release the back knee down. Untuck the toes. Peel the right arm, the right hand up towards the ceiling. Revolved lunge. And you can stay here or you can keep circling that right hand back. Bend the left knee. Grab hold of the left foot. Kick the foot into your hand so you can open chest and shoulders. Exhale to start squaring the shoulders towards the front of the mat and bring the foot closer to your glute. You can stay on top of your left hand or you can come down onto your forearm. Breathe. Feeling the stretch into your left quadricep. And then coming back onto your hand, release with control that left foot down. Bring the right hand in. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Open your hips towards the left side of the mat, finding side lunge. And exhale, hands onto the mat. Slowly pivot the hips all the way towards the right. Drop that left hip down and open that right arm parallel to the ground. And again, opening the hips, side lunge. You can keep the hands onto the ground or bring them into your heart center. And pivoting and twisting, feeling the stretch, the opening into your outer hip here. One last time, moving back into your Skandasana. And twisting on your hips one last time. Coming back through center, framing that front foot, keeping that back foot tucked, the back knee lifted. From here, you're pushing the sitting bones back, grabbing a block in front of you if you need it. And be sure to keep those hips squared. So actively press that right hip back, the left hip forward. Inhale here. Exhale to forward fold, keeping the spine long, coming into pyramid. You're still lifted through the back heel, or if you prefer, you can take a slight step forward with the back foot and ground the heel down. Keep your pelvis squared, reaching through the crown of the head. If you're folding, think about folding from the hips, bringing the belly down towards the thigh before you think of bringing the forehead towards the knee. Last breath. Bend that right knee. Gaze the ground with your fingertips and then lift yourself up. High lunge. Taking a moment to find your alignment, find your stability, keeping the torso stuck over the hips, that front knee in line with the heel. Rib cage pulling in. Bending the elbows, bending the arms, opening the chest. Slightly look up. And exhale to reach the arms back. And forward as the chest moves parallel to the ground. And all the way up. We're going to do this movement 2 more times. Inhale, open the chest. Arms into a cactus shape. Exhale, like a wave. Moving energy forward and up. And one last time. Opening your chest, your heart. Exhale, moving forward. And all the way up. Actually, we're going to do it one last time. Melting the chest. Reaching the arms forward. As we reach them forward, we stay here and we step the left foot next to the right. Coming into chair pose. Engage your core. Keep the weight back onto your heels, lifting the toes from the ground. Bending the arms into a cactus shape, opening the heart. Exhale to forward fold, all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into your plank. From here, lower down into your chaturanga. Inhale, keep the toes tucked, upward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, back into chaturanga. And push up, plank. Bringing that left hand into the midline, pivoting onto the left side of the foot, on the outside edge of the left foot, and reaching that right hand up towards the ceiling, side plank. You can stay here. You can find the support with the back knee, the bottom knee onto the ground, or you can advance by lifting that top leg up. And then reaching that right foot for the ground behind you, opening to wild thing. Lifting those hips up high, melting the heart center open. With control, take your time, come back into your plank. Push the sitting bones back and straighten that left leg behind you. Straight away, bending the knee and opening the hip. Keeping those shoulders level while you reach that left knee up towards the ceiling. Inhale to extend that left leg long. Exhale to bring the knee in towards the chest. Lift high through the right toes. And then step lightly the foot between your hands. Release the back knee down and tuck the toes. And peel the left hand up towards the ceiling. Coming into a revolved lunge. Ooh, the sun shines sometimes. You can stay here. Or you can bend that right knee, grab hold of the foot. Or if you're struggling with grabbing the foot, you can always get a strap or a bathrobe thingy, that goes around, and place it around so it's going to be easier. Kicking the foot into your hand, open the chest and shoulder. Exhale, bring the foot towards your glutes and try to square the shoulders towards the front. You can stay onto your right hand or come down onto your forearm. Making sure that you're gently melting those hips forward so you're not straight onto your back kneecap, but you're coming onto your thigh, which is much more healthy. Breathe in here. And then gently release the foot down onto the ground. Tap the toes, come back onto your hands, lift the back knee, and open the hips towards the long side of the mat, finding side lunge, skandasana. Gently, with control, start twisting, pivoting, and moving the hips towards the opposite side. Left hand parallel to the ground, left arm parallel to the ground. Opening those hips again. Side lunge. And back to the twist. Trying to drop that right hip towards the ground energetically. One last time. Opening Skandasana. Exhale, find a twist. As you're pivoting the hips towards the front frame, the front foot, raise the ground with your fingertips and lift yourself up. Coming into high lunge. Taking a moment to find your alignment, your engagement through the body. Reaching through the fingertips up. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, reach the chest forward, the crown of the head forward, fingertips forward, and all the way up. 3 more times, opening the chest, moving this ball of energy between your hands, making it wider, and moving it through your body and forward and up. One last time, open the chest, reach the arms forward. This time we're gonna keep them there and we're gonna step that right foot next to the left, finding chair pose. Engage the core, weight back into your heels. And exhale to come up into our mountain pose. Taking a big breath here and a big breath out. We're gonna move straight away into the second part of this flow, this sequence. We're gonna bend the knees, reach the arms all the way up, back into our chair pose. This time though, we're gonna bring the hands behind our back. Interlace the fingertips together and open your chest forward. Shift the weight onto your right foot. Lift the left foot from the ground. And as you lean forward, the left leg reaches back. Coming into warrior 3. Keeping those hips engaged, squared. The back foot engaged though. All toes pointing down towards the ground. Torso parallel to the ground, to the floor. Bending slightly that front knee. And slowly reach that left foot towards the ground, parallel to the short side of the mat. Inhale to lift the sternum. Exhale to melt forward, straight away into your humble warrior. Both shoulders towards the inside of your right knee. Sorry, every now and then you'll hear me blow. It's just because there's a lot of fur and hair on my mat. Breathe. Keep reaching those hands for the floor in front of you. And then pull yourself all the way back up. Release the hands and open the arms parallel to the ground. Find your warrior 2 stance. Front knee in line with the ankle. Hip open towards the long side of the mat. Hands on hips. Straighten that front leg long. Bring the back heel in. And both toes, both feet facing slightly out. Bending the knees, coming into your goddess stance. Keeping those thighs externally rotated so that the knees are tracking the toes. Nice. Bringing the arms into a cactus shape. Inhale to extend legs and arms. Maybe you stay here, maybe you lift them to the balls of your feet. Exhale to melt down. Inhale to reach and extend. Exhale to release. One last time, inhale to reach. Exhale to melt everything and let it go. Straightening both legs, hands on hips again. And pivot both feet parallel to the short side of the mat. Inhale to lift the sternum. And exhale to forward fold from the hips all the way down. Grabbing a block if you need it in front of you to have a little bit of height and support. Otherwise, release the hands onto the mat. Release your spine. We're gonna bend that left knee and reach the hands towards our right ankle, sorry. So left knee bent, right leg straighten. Reaching for the side, for the right side. Opening the side of your body as well as the hamstring. Coming back through center, bending the right knee, reaching for the left ankle. And then lifting and straightening both legs. Start walking towards the back of the mat, pivoting both hips and feet. Here, bending that left knee, reaching that right leg back up high. Again, you can have a block underneath your hands here, or you can keep them onto the floor. Maybe you even bring the hands at the level of your foot. Maybe you're challenging your balance by bringing one hand onto the left hand onto your left ankle. And then release both hands. Step back. Take your vinyasa. And we're meeting back into downward facing dog. One more breath. And then bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms wide and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, down at your heart. Bending the knees, reaching the arms up. Chair pose. Reaching the arms behind your back, interlace the fingertips together, open your chest. And then shift the weight onto your left foot. Reach that right leg back. Find your warrior three stance. Reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. Pelvis squared. Foot and leg engaged. And then bend slightly that front knee slowly. Reaching that right foot for the mat. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale. Humble warrior. Bringing both shoulders towards the inside of that front knee, at least energetically. And then pull yourself all the way back up high. Release your hands, open the arms parallel to the floor. Warrior two. Hands come on hips. Straighten that front leg. Find your goddess stance again. So heels slightly in, toes slightly out. Bending the knees. Keeping them tracking over the toes as much as possible. So be aware of not bringing the knees inside. Keeping the hands on top of our thighs. This time we're gonna inhale. Exhale to bring that right shoulder into the midline while we'll gently pressing those knees wide apart without forcing anything. Inhale back through center. Exhale to release the left shoulder. And back through center. From here, lifting yourself up, straightening both legs, hands on hips, bringing the feet again parallel to the short side of the mat. Finding your wide-legged stance. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to release the spine all the way back down into your forward fold. And again, your hands can be onto a block, or you can bring them to the ground and you can stay here, or maybe you can find a tripod headstand, reaching the crown of the head down onto the ground, hands underneath your shoulders so you can find a 90-degree angle with your elbows. And then you can slowly start lifting the feet up from the floor. Maybe you keep the legs wide. Maybe you reach the legs up towards the ceiling. Coming in one strong straight line, keep breathing. Wherever you are. And then start to open your legs wide again. And as slowly as you can, with control, Release the feet back onto the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to start pivoting the hips and towards the front of the mat. Bend that right knee. Reach the left leg up high. Hands on blocks on the mat, or maybe you're grabbing hold of that right ankle. Pulling gently the chest closer towards your leg. Reaching that left leg back up high. And then release the left foot back. Step into your plank. Take your vinyasa. Meeting back into downward facing dog. Here we're gonna do gentle, very gentle pulses of the chest towards our thighs, opening our shoulders and heart center a little bit deeper. Beautiful. And a couple more. Coming back through center, release the knees onto the ground and come sit on your heels. It's time for a back bend. So we're gonna start with a simple camel, and then I'll give you a few different options that you can move from there. So here we're gonna keep the knees hip distance apart. We're gonna come stand on those. And hands come onto your lower back. Onto your lower back for support. And the important thing here is to keep your body engaged and to keep the pelvis, the hips in line with your knees. So we're not actually moving back like that, but we're keep pressing the pelvis forward, and we're gonna not pinch, not dump all the weight into our lower back, but think about opening your upper back, your chest first. So you're lifting up, and exhale to start releasing towards the back, towards the mat, keeping the hands into your lower back, keep the lower back long. And then lift yourself back up high, chin to chest, and release onto your heels. So this is your first step. This is where you can stop. This is where you can keep practicing without releasing the hands from your lower back. Just staying there and see how it feels. Work on opening the chest first instead of crunching into your lower back. Otherwise, next step will be to reach the hands for your heels. So you have two options here as well. You can keep the toes tucked, so it's going to be easier to reach for your heels, or you can keep them untucked. They're going to be a little bit more lower, so give it a go and see what works for you. Coming on top of your knees, hands onto your lower back. Again, think about lifting through the heart. Open it and start leaning towards the mat, down and back. Keeping that lower back, that space into your lower back. And then here you can release the hands down for the heels. Keep pushing the pelvis forward. And then bring the hands back onto your lower back and slowly pull yourself up, chin to chest, release to sit back onto your heels. And just take a moment here with your eyes closed, hands on top of your thighs. Back bends can be quite intense and energy draining, so notice how you're feeling. They can be those things, but they can also be absolutely energizing and opening your heart to all those positive feelings like happiness. So notice what's the case for you. We're gonna try one more variation. So this is a little bit more advanced one. Again, you can take the first step, or you can stay at the second step and work there again in opening your chest. Otherwise, tucking the toes from camel, we're gonna move, I'm so sorry, I'm just gonna close the blind so I'm not getting blinded. This is gonna be better and you're gonna see me better. So, from here, you're gonna tuck the toes and you're gonna keep them tucked for this variation because again, we're gonna move into wheel from camel. So, reaching up, coming up onto your knees, bringing the hands into your heart center, and then start lifting through the sternum, open the chest, and start looking back. From here, you're reaching the arms back, and you're lifting through the knees, from your toes, coming into wheel. And to come back, same thing, bend the knees, and come to sit. So I know that sometimes it's easier said than done, but give it a go if you feel to. You might surprise yourself, so it can be fun. Otherwise, just stick with your camel. Have a few try. You can even pause on this video, so you can take your time. And then when you finish, come to sit. Relax the hands on top of your thighs, close your eyes, let your spine reset. And then bring the sitting position to the mat, the legs extended in front of you. Bringing that right knee in towards your chest and across your left thigh. Reaching that right hand back. Inhale to lift the left hand up. Exhale to either hug that right knee or tuck the elbow onto the outside of that right knee. Twisting towards the back. Keeping the torso lifted, the chest open. Counterbalancing the back bends with the twists. Creating that movement into a lower spine. And then releasing back through center, bowing towards the opposite side. Lifting up again and moving onto the left, bringing the left knee in. Foot across the right thigh. Left hand reaches back. Inhale to reach the right hand up. Exhale to find the twist. Keeping the torso lifted. Your chest open. Keep breathing. With every inhale, you find more space into your chest, into your torso. With every exhale, you're twisting a little bit more towards the back. And exhale to come back through center. Release the legs, give it a little shake. And then start rolling yourself all the way onto your back. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze, maybe even finding a gentle rock from side to side. And then widening your legs, grab hold of the outside edge of your feet and try to draw the sacrum down towards the ground. So if you notice you're lifted through your lower back and sacrum, then maybe you grab hold of the ankle or the shins. Knees towards your armpit, and maybe you stay in stillness. Maybe you're finding a gentle rock. Releasing the feet, bring the knees back into your center. Taking any last movement here you would like to take before to release the legs long onto the mat. And coming to your shavasana pose. So take as much space as you need. Palms facing up. Close your eyes. Start letting go of any effort, of the control of your breath, any remaining tension. Softening the muscles, softening your face, the cheeks, the forehead, unclenching the jaw, relaxing that spot between the eyebrows, the shoulders, the neck, feeling your body heavy on the earth. And allow yourself to just be here in stillness for a few minutes. From my heart to yours, thank you.